Hey, you guys. It's Mental Health Monday. It's Mental Health Monday. It's Mental Health Monday. Yes. All right, y'all. We made it to another Monday. Clap it up for yourself. Clap it up for yourself. Because what? You made it through March Madness, and now April Showers brings what? May flowers, boo. Okay? And you are the Mayflower. Let's be fucking for real. Let me stop. Let me calm down. I'm trying to stop the cussing. I'm trying to stop the cussing just a little bit, just a little bit. Right. So boom. Let's get into it. We made it to another Mental Health Monday, and I think, as you can see, peep the scenery. I wanted peace to start my week, and I prioritized my peace. And so now we're here at one of my favorite parks, soaking up the good energy. And it's like a fire breeze out here. Like it's a nice little calming breeze. You know me, I'm gonna find some shade. So I'm over here sitting in some beautiful shade. And yeah, y'all might see, I don't know if y'all can see the cars passing by, but don't look at that. Don't worry about that because we're here to work on our mental health. We are here to support each other through this stuff because, like, honey, we were never put on this earth to go through the things that we do alone. And a lot of the times, the issues that we fighting are more on a mental level than an actual physical. It just kind of like the mental chaos manifests on a physical level in our reality, which makes our life feel like mundane, makes us feel like we're not doing what we can, makes us feel like we're not striving to be who we aspire to be. Okay. But I don't want to spend time giving you guys like the normal ass advice that people give you for mental health. I also don't want it to feel like she got it all figured out because I really don't. I am experiment number 2029. Like, just being very much honest, I am an experiment in its own self. I am still learning every single day what works and what doesn't. Things worked before that don't anymore. This has to be. There's been also kind of like a discipline with some of my other uses that I use for like mental health or self care. So, like for instance, the cannabis. Y'all know I love a good little session, a little vibe, little meeting of the minds. But baby, I need to spend a little bit more time sober because the way shit be coming off, I need to be a clear mind. I need to be of clear mind to handle the things that might pop off. And I want to be very much aware and not above y'all floating in the atmosphere. Let's be very clear. So today I'm gonna start by telling you guys what the topic is, and it is suffering in silence, sis. It doesn't work. Suffering in silence is not the answer, is literally going to be the topic for today. I'm going to share my own personal testimony of what happened recently. I love using current events to kind of help support my message because, yes, I could give you guys testimonies of things that happened in the past, but the emotions, the trauma, the triggers, are still currently brand new. They're on the brain, they're on the nervous system still, right? So that means I can kind of quick recall what happened, and I can kind of definitely delegate and give y'all a clear ass conversation and message for today. So let's get into it. First, I kind of want to start with a little like let's do like a minute. I don't even, let me do like a little timer real quick for y'all. Let's do a minute of meditation before we even start for real. Cause what? Sometimes we need to be the fuck quiet. Sometimes we need to be the fuck quiet. And that's where I get my clarity from. So let me get y'all a little minute timer and we're going to get back into it. So, boom. Let's do 1 minute. All right. So I need you guys to sit in a comfortable position, whether it be couch chair or a bed. Me, I will be sitting in butterfly. Let's relax them motherfucking shoulders. Get them calm. Shake them out. All right. Now release them. Let's come to peace and serenity. I want to thank you. Let me stop playing with y'all. Breathe that good energy in. Exhale that bullshit. Breathe in the new beginnings. Exhale the negligence. Yes, we made it through a minute of meditation. It was more like a guided. It was more of a guided. So boom, let's get into the topic at hand: suffering in silence. Because I know y'all, a lot of y'all are doing it, and I'm gonna call y'all out because I love to do a little call out because I'm gonna call myself out. So it's just right that I call y'all out first before I call myself out, right? So a lot of y'all like to suffer in silence. Let's say a lot of y'all join the channel that's on IG. It's called Minding Our Mental. If you are not a part of it, for the people who are my YouTube community versus my IG community, I have an IG channel that is catered to mental health. And it's called Minding Our Mental. Now, before I get on y'all, I'm gonna get on myself real quick. I definitely want to do more with the channel. I'm just kind of like in the learning space of what is next for it because I want it to be beneficial, impactful, and also I want it to be a place where not only you guys are being able to heal with each other, but also I'm able to heal myself by having those conversations and being able to reflect on the things that we've done together and the conversations we've had, right? So, boom, suffering in silence. A lot of y'all are doing it because y'all are in my IG channel, right? And y'all don't even for real engage. And that's cool because I don't even give a fuck about the engagement. I really want to know about how all 46, 47, I don't know what the number is today, but 46 of y'all feel in the group. I really want to know how y'all are feeling mentally every day. I want to know that, like, even if you click on IG for 10 seconds because you seen a notification pop up for me, that you gonna click on it because you're like, that girl gonna make me feel good. Even if you're in a good space, she gonna make me feel hype about where I'm at. Like, that's why I created a channel. So I'm gonna need you to engage. Even if, like, I made it to be a place where my girlies and my men's can be selfish. Y'all can literally make the conversation that you guys share about you. I like, y'all don't need to worry about me making it like my place to vlog and vent. I want it to be a place where you guys can come to us and vent, let that shit go, and continue to be the king and queen that you are. Right? So let's get into it. Suffering in silence and my own personal testimony. That way y'all understand where we going with this. A few weeks ago, I had finally went on spring break, right? So this is my first paid break off 5 days. Technically, it's 7 because the weekends they just ain't gonna pay me for the weekend. So 5 full paid days off, nothing to do. I finally had got the kids set up. Like, I got my little three, got my 3 kids set up. They with their dad. I'm like, bet. So I am set, and I finally make time. I give the energy, the financial expense to setting up a girls trip, and it was more than worth it. Even though what I'm about to tell y'all gonna be like, what the fuck? Um, it was just worth it. Everything that I originally did, I was just so excited about. I was just excited about the fact that I love myself enough to carve out time to do something with somebody that means the most to me. And I didn't give a fuck how anybody felt about it. I wasn't going to share my plans because that's going to be future conversations. But I wasn't sharing my plans with nobody because I was like, I don't want anybody to interfere. I don't want my own mental to even interfere. And so I want y'all to know I suffered in silence those 2 weeks up to that damn trip, meaning I was going through some spiritual torment, which also manifested into mental torment, right? And I kept trying to tell myself, if I just suffer in silence enough, I'm going to get the reward. And the reward was me getting to go on that trip and see my sissy, right? And so I get on the trip. I get all the way down there. I even set my life up back in hand. And this is where the people who, like, if you are a pre-planner like me, I try to plan A, plan B, plan C my way through everything. That way, no matter what, my plan it came to success, right? And so I planned way A, B, and C my way through that whole Miami trip. And of course, the unexpected happens. Expect the unexpected. Me and my sister, and if you guys want the story about the Miami trip, join my channel, my YouTube channel. I'm gonna talk about that on a whole nother thing. That's not a mental health conversation. I mean, it definitely exposed to mental health concerns, but I just kind of want to focus on primary topics here. So, boom. during the Miami trip, I did everything I could, and I also finally was ready for that trip. Have you ever like done so much work that you have fully like exhausted yourself, which is the burnout, right? And burnout does manifest in multiple ways. To where I was like fiending for this trip. I get down there, shit set up, see my sister got her, boom. We head to the hotel. Okay, we head to the hotel. We get there, and when I got there, I didn't realize that they were going to have all the parking blocked off. I've been to Miami a few times, and not all the times have I seen barricades in the parking, right? This was new to me on the street parking. So I didn't get to park in the street parking. Okay. Your girl had to pay for the private parking at the Bank of America. And I'm only giving tea because if y'all ever go over there, I just need y'all to be prepared. Okay. So boom, we go there, we pay for parking, we go in the hotel, and as we're about to embark on our whole itinerary of plans, we go back to my car, it's gone. Okay? Finito. Mind you, my car is mine, so ain't no repo on it. I'm not thinking repo man. Automatically like what the fuck, right? So I go in a mental spiral to where I have somebody there that is willing to support me, and I'm not even willing to let her know where I'm at because I'm just so used to keeping the stuff to myself and dealing with it and tolerating it, right? Living in survival mode. And this was one of the moments that exposed to me that like I am always living in fear of having to return to survival mode. And it takes one thing to tip me down that mental spiral, physical spiral, spiritual spiral that like it take me and it just take one thing because it put me back in that survival mode, right? So boom, car gets towed. We get up to the place. They're basically telling me a price I ain't hearing. They say $475 for the first few hours. What? Talking about they're charging me 2 days in advance. There is no way I'm going down with a fight. Okay, so that's that survival mode is impacted. Is like for me, whenever survival mode gets ensued in my life, I automatically result to fighter mode. Meaning, I tell y'all that I'll leave, but no, I'm the type I will fight that fucking silent battle and then I'm gonna leave. Okay, that's just how I operate. And so in that, I told them I'm like, bet I'm gonna come back. I got y'all. I got y'all. Crazy laugh, right? Mental health hospital laugh. Third floor, arm strapped behind your back laugh. And we leave. It ruins my entire trip. And by ruin, I let it ruin. I didn't necessarily let it ruin because we definitely still enjoyed ourselves. And this is where I say it was kind of like it's a duality in that. But basically, they took the car. Fast forward, it's 3 weeks since I've gotten my car. Okay, it's still in Miami. My life still had to go on. So survival instincts saying that I only can depend on myself. And also in the times that I was going through this, and this is key, I did reach out to certain people, but it was the people that God had already exposed me in my previous life, in my previous seasons, that these people are not the people you call when you're going through things, right? But here's Latanya in survival mode. It initiated that response to call the people I know ain't going to help me. They're definitely probably going to judge me about the scenario, but I'm just not going to call them. I'm going to call them. So I do, right? Nothing good came of that. I decided to keep it rolling, rolling. Cause what? I didn't pay and come all this way and have my sister down here for you to ruin our time. And they didn't. And they didn't. That's another topic though, right? So boom. 3 weeks into it, I'm at home. I'm depressed. I literally go into silence where I'm not asking anybody for help because, like I said, in times where I've had to ask for help, people either use that as a token to have the one up on me, which is where I'm like, I'm never going to let the person have a one up, especially off of my mental health issues. Two, they're going to use it against me, meaning they just want to have something over my head because before we had no attachment. And now them having this and them helping me creates an attachment that was not there prior. Okay, or B, they're not going to help at all and they just want to watch me like fall. There are people in my life that I love dearly that I know their prime intent to being around sometimes is just to watch me fall. And being more aware of myself and being more like in love with myself, it's not up to me to keep tabs on who they are, how they show up. It's just up to me to know who they are and know where to place them, right? So boom, that that one reach out for help, that one survival scenario embarked me on that crash of doom, right? I'm ready to go down, decline mentally. I just struggled with that shit. Struggled. But back into it. All those things could put me in deep depression, but I did not let me put me in depression. I did, however, let it silence me. Because for one, I was catching abuse from the motherfucking tow company. Okay? This bitch tried to she projected, let's be mental health queens in this motherfucker. She tried to project her bad mood on me. And then to find out now 3 weeks later, this lady always has a bad mood, no matter the day, no matter the time. Okay. And that showed me even then, now that I had stepped away from the scenario, I was so attached to how that lady was treating me to where now that I have removed myself, got to sit in it, got to figure myself out, and I came back stronger, right? I said, oh, this bitch just always have a bad day. Nothing personal. Nothing personal. So, boom. The reason why I wanted to talk about the suffering in silence was there's a key reason why the tow truck conversation was brought up. In that 3 weeks, I didn't tell anybody that I needed help. I continued as scheduled plan, meaning I got my kids to school, whether it's Lyft or bus, right? I got myself to work, whether it's Lyft or bus. Things happen in my life that required my car that I was just like, it put me in a moment where I was like, damn, why now, right? And in all those moments, I literally just had to keep surrendering, which I know that this conversation in this channel is not a spiritual channel, but to me, my mental health is tied to my spirituality. So when I talk about things, I'm going to say that. I'm sorry. I love y'all, but I am. I just kind of had to surrender in it, and I was like, you know what, God, like this ain't even that. And when I'm talking to God, I'm honestly talking to myself as well, and I'm telling myself like, girl, you didn't did all that work. This is nothing that you did out of the norm. You paid your way. Like I ran through a mental fucking marathon trying to figure out what I could have did differently to change the whole aspect of everything, and nothing I could have did differently besides just not go could have changed the outcome of what happened, right? And I gotta, just like you guys, you have to stop allowing those things to put you in the sunken place to where you forget about the work that you've done, the people that you have cultivated in your life now to support you. Um, just the and also the tools that you have now, the perseverance that you have, the integrity, the planning, because now you know how to plan. Now you don't just go at shit impulsively all the time. It's good to have the impulse in your life, but it's also good to practice that discipline and that planning to execute what you want. And so when I finally slow the fuck down and surrender, and I say, you know, I'm only controlling what I can, right? I still suffered in silence because I wasn't telling nobody what the fuck was going on. And then, like I said, the work I've done previously has put people in my life that full heartedly know who I am, love me in my ups and my downs, and I only want them to see me up. But God, of course, gave them experience to show for them to one show up, and for me too to show, girl, you can even be down, and these people are always going to love you. They're still going to show up. They might show up in ways that people in the past have not, and you haven't even granted them that space. And suffering in silence, especially whenever you're trying to walk into that more feminine, and I feel like men and women deserve to have the masculine and feminine energy within them coexist. It doesn't unlock the feminine energy to receive. And so where I kept telling myself I'm willing to receive, I was literally cutting off everybody else's space to show up like that for me when I need it. Because then it was going to reinstate in my mind that same ass story that I've been telling myself for the last 32 years, or 31, 32 coming up in August. Um, there's no one out here. You have to do this alone. You always have to figure this shit out by yourself. There's no one here to save you. You did this to yourself, so now you have to receive the punishment. I'll be so ready to receive the punishment before I be ready to receive the blessings that I've worked hard by just being present and letting go of the shit that I didn't need in the past. Okay? And so I finally had one of the people that I love very near and dear to my heart, name is Joy, reach out to me. When she reached out to me, she kept asking me for the like few weeks, those 3 weeks, she kept asking me, am I okay? And I would give her the surface basic ass answer, which is why I be getting on my friends. If you know I asked you more than one time, it means I know I don't believe you. I'm giving you tea right now. If Tanya asks you more than twice if you're okay, I don't believe you the first time. Okay? And so Miss Joy was just like me. She did not believe me the first fucking 3, 4, 5 times that I asked. And it was one day that I was finally on my breaking point. I was literally about to record my podcast. Like I finally got in the groove of like, you know what, you're gonna show up. And every time I turn around, it's a knock at the door. Somebody needed something. It's a Zoom call that don't end correct. It was just something that was holding me back. And I was just like, I am going to fucking sink if I don't say something. And I told Miss Joy, I said, Miss Joy, this is what's going on. Da 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 da. She said, call me. Call her. I break. She lets me go through the tears. She lets me go through the anger. She lets me go through the self talk that I've been going through. And she listens to all of it. And the reason why this is beautiful to me, and I think I'm going to have a silence. The reason why this was beautiful to me was because the same way that Miss Joy was showing up for me has been how I've showed up for other people countless of times in my past that I never thought got acknowledged, that I thought only that was my job to do, that I was the only one out here on that mission, right? Which is very much egotistical of me to say, but just being very transparent with y'all. And I remember I finally let go, and when she let me get through everything, she finally said, "Why didn't you just ask me?" And I gave her all the same motherfucking self sabotaging excuses and reasons of why I even made the excuse to go through what I went through, right? And she was like, again, why didn't you just ask me? Latanya, all you had to do was initially when that happened is to call me. I know people that live there. I have resources. I got you, girl. You're good. Why did you feel like you just had to figure that out on your own? And I finally went to I'm so used to taking it on the chin. Those were the words out my mouth. I am so used to taking it on the chin. And we both went silent. And she said, well, we're not going to take it on the chin going further. And your girl cried again. Your girl cried again because what? What? And when I tell you that lady seen me through for a 48-hour fucking journey to get my car back, she's seen me through a 48-hour journey. And I'm going to include my little sister because, yes, big up to the little CC. Desiree, you know I love you, girl. Just had to give you a moment if you are watching. Those two people did not let me go. And these people were not in the physical with me. These people were Miss Joy was 300 miles away. My sister's 800 miles away. And they did not let up on me, whether it was in prayer, whether it was in communication, whether it was like, and it was like, girl, why are you still beating yourself up? We just need to get you okay. Once we get this done, we could worry about everything else. And when I tell you, I was driving back in my wet clothes with my Certera Wellness blunt back up that $15 ass road to Orlando to get my babies to take them to T-ball practice, it was off the strength of someone else. The strength off of two women who believed in me. Okay? I literally had to block everything out. I had people texting me about shit that I have to get done. I had people texting me about work. I had family texting me. I just had everybody reaching out to me, and no one actually knew what space I was in. And the crazy part was I can acknowledge the same feeling. The reason why when I went back, I automatically went into survival mode and I went back into that same mental state was because when I was originally there and it happened, those were the same feelings and things that occurred, and those are the same realities that I faced that created more trauma because I didn't deal with it the first time, right? Which was just call somebody else. There are people out here, including myself, that are here to see you through some shit that other people don't feel is necessary or important, or they feel like I have my own shit to worry about. Because, babe, collectively, if we are not keeping each other together, who the fuck is? We ain't gonna have no humans here. So no, when I finally opened up to her, and even when I got back, now this is the biggest. This is where the testimony come in, right? The reason why I was putting everything off is because I was relying on myself and what I normally have to do to get shit done. Which means I had to put my own self. I was like, well, girl, if you pay this right now, you got real bills coming up. It was the first of the month coming up. Like I had all those things. I'm like, girl, you got a board members that you got to tend to. There's just so many things. Like you can't worry about yourself. And that's what made me self sabotage and leave that fucking car. Cause I was just like, you know what? Everybody else is more important than me right now. What they need, and if they need me, I gotta be ready. And no, she literally told me sit the fuck down and worry about yourself for 48 hours, and we will worry about everything else later. And when I did, it birthed a renewal in me that I never thought would ever be there because it made me have a sense of trust in people that I did not have. But it took me opening up to receive the trust. It took me laying down my barriers. It also took me being honest because when you are mentally aware of what you are going through, you can communicate. It's just hard for you to do it with people because no one has probably ever gave you the space. And that's what it kind of communicated, well, what was communicated to me through what I went through. And I also had people on the sidelines that didn't know what was going on that supported me, like my girl Mari, like that was supporting me on that. Like I'm going through that stuff with my personal life. She's over here holding up the board. What? What? Call that a blessing. Okay. But it took me releasing, it took me letting go, it took me realizing that I did do the work and I do have the people here that can solidify me and help me build that foundation that I need for my mental health to be supported. Even on the very high ups in the manic phases and the very low lows in the seasonal depression. Okay. And the anxiety stricken nights. I have people and you do too. And that was just my message. We're not suffering in silence for the rest of 2025. Your message, even this, like when I was going through this shit, the only thing I kept thinking is there's a greater good for this. It might not even be my greater good, but this is going to save somebody else. Somebody's going to be going through a chaotic situation where they feel like they're alone and they're finally going to open up and they're finally going to start building that community and that trust that they've been needing to just keep going. And so, yeah. Did we do it? Did we make it through a mental health Monday? I'm not going to continue to ramble on. We're going to keep it short today. I just wanted to make sure that we got the message out there. And yeah, if you have not already, please join the IG channel. You can find it through my page. If you're already following me, it's Latanya underscore vibes, or is it underscore? Or what's that thing? Dash vibes, right? Little, little dash vibes. If you go on there, you can click at my bio. I do have the channel there, Minding Our Mental. I'm going to be posting these videos on YouTube. That way, everybody can just tune in here and share your stories in the comments. So, for this mental health money, if my community, steps in, gets to listen to the message, I would like for you guys to share it here on the YouTube channel in the comments. I said in the community, in the comments, please share something that you originally were suffering in silence with, and when you finally either a persevered and let it go and let people showed up, or tell me something that you are currently suffering in silence with that you would like support on. you know I love you guys and I appreciate you for being here. It's getting windy. I'm about to enjoy my own little vibe. I got 4 more hours on the clock, honey. All right. We got it. We got it. I love y'all.